Alright, how's it going everyone? Zono here, coming at you with a new video. Today we're going to talk about the NA LCS Week 1. I'm not going to go into every matches, I'm not going to go into a whole analysis of what was going on. Feel free to watch lolesports.com, which explains everything in details. I might do some sort of discussion in more like precise stuff, but right now I want to talk about my overall sentiment of what's going on in the LCS. If you don't know me, my name is Nathan, and I used to be a shoutcaster and an analyst for a French studio called O Gaming, where I used to shoutcast the NLCS. And watching this first week of matches, I really want to tell you about how I feel about how the NA will go through the season and how the feeling that I have about their performance throughout the season, etc., etc. So I know that you guys can say it's the first week and that a lot of people are new to the scene and that it's stressful, new studio, new whatever. So people are marking their marks, right? Which is normal. The thing is that I still think that the NLCS is a very unclean, or like the gameplay that the NLCS is offering is not clean at all. Like, I honestly still have this feeling that the NA show is a mess and it needs to be changed. I mean, so what I mean by that is that whereas from a viewer perspective it's very entertaining and it's very watchable and it's very not boring, not that the other scenes are boring, but it makes a show, and for entertainment business is very good. But when you talk about the game itself, when you talk about the level of gameplay that they're offering to the audience, it's not there yet. And if you compare them to the international scene, it makes me feel very skeptical about the performance for MSI, Worlds, or any international events you can think of. I know we're not there yet. Don't worry about it. You don't have to bash me. But still, those teams had months to practice, and I cannot still see a very clean strategy being executed perfectly from A to Z. And this is scaring me. Not only because I want to see NA succeed in international scene, but I also don't want to see the same team win all the time in the Worlds and MSI. Like, I'm kind of tired of it, and I want Occidental team, whether it's Europe or NA, to perform and to maybe beat SKT1 or any team in the final of the World Championship. So I'm very disappointed by some teams. I think that TSM was very unclean. Dignitas was not very clean as well. But I'm seeing some huge potential and huge stuff to fix that aren't really hard, to be honest. I feel like those are the mistakes they do from the lack of practice they've done. But again, I cannot judge how well the practice because I really don't know. But my sentiment is that I really want them to perform. Again, I'm not hating, I'm not criticizing in the wrong way. I don't mean them bad. I just want them to understand that it is not okay to perform mediocre or good in a scene that is not the best scene in the world. Meaning that even if you feel like you're doing well in NA, you're probably not doing super well in an international scale. Because right now, we have the proof that, EU is stronger than NA at overall level. And besides that, like, EU is here, maybe NA is right here, but Korea and China is here. And it's like this gap here isn't gonna get thinner until NA and all those teams start to work harder on strategizing and executing well. There's a whole problem where when the game starts, the laning phase is going properly, the rhythm is given by the junglers, and everything is going accordingly. But then there's a moment in each game where things just starts to turn to a huge mess, where basically it almost turns into a solo queue game where the carries are trying to make their best to not die and just to work things out. But some calls are absolutely insane when you see what things that happen around the Baron or the Dragon management. I don't have this wow moment. I really don't see it happening ever. When you watch SKT playing, when you watch Korean players play, when you watch the popular Chinese playing play, and you're shoutcasting them, so you have a very analytical look into the game, you're like absolutely like you don't even know how to express how well they did. There's so many things happening simultaneously, and you can just feel the work they put it into their strategy and the work they put it into the game, and just the overall approach they have to the game, which makes them impressive and which makes them loved and which make them perform well. I have yet to have this feeling with the NA or even the EU scene sometimes. And I just want to express my disappointment. To be honest, this is the first weekend, and I'm really expecting to see more convincing stuff. Like all those Korean players that we are importing to the North American, all this money coming from the NBA, from soccer players, from NFL teams, etc., should be able to give those players the perfect condition to work strategies, to work harder, and to work more effectively to perform better. So as a viewer and as an analyst, I really am kind of sad to see that the level of NA isn't really that great. It's not that great, and it's almost as it is meant to be a show, sort of. I really don't even know what's going on, because there's amazing players in NA. Don't get me wrong. When you see the players from TSM, the players from FlyQuest, the players from Team Dignitas, etc., we have very, very good individuals. Maybe the synergy needs to be built up. Maybe it's just sometimes that people need. Maybe the meta is changing and the adaptation is taking a lot of time for them. But I really, really, really want to watch a better level of play. It doesn't impress me what they're doing, and I still go and look at LCK and LPL just because they impress me. Like, their level of play is outstanding, and it's like they were playing on another level, on a different game, where they're actually not. It's the same game they play, same version, same patch, same everything. So that's it. I just wanted to share my thought on this. Please let me know what you think, and if you actually want me to do like weekly updates about NA LCS, EU LCS, LCK, or LPL, obviously I cannot do everything. I might specialize myself in NA LCS as I'm more, I know more of it, and I know more the past of each players, as it used to be my job for 2 years. Let me know what you guys think in the comment down below. I would love to hear your opinion. Thank you so much for clicking and for watching this video this far. I'm wishing you guys a very good week, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Cheers.